I'ma gotta get it. I'ma gotta get it.
Welcome back, G's. New week, let's go. Smash up the like button, jeez, let's go. Yes, sir. It's a beautiful week, fam. It's a beautiful week. It's a new day. I'm really excited as always when we're off stream for the weekend. And the Mondays, of course, it always feels like forever and ever and ever. It always gets boring. The moment we get back on the live streams, I'm like, yeah, that feels good. That feels like where we belong. All right. Good that you guys are here. We're going to talk about gold. Once again, we are at critical support. Last line of defense for gold. And if this breaks, it's bye. Not buy, it's bye. It's continuation sells, but we're holding on. All right. Let's talk about it in a second here. A lot of things to discuss, fam. A lot of things to discuss. Also, Vantage has some updates as well. It's going to be interesting. The dollar is pushing back a little bit. Yeah, so many things to discuss. Anyways, let's see where we're with us today. I see you guys. There we go. Dominic, my G, good to see you, my friend. Welcome back. And it's summer, man. It's officially summer in Europe. Okay. Officially summer in Europe. That means that a lot of people are chilling. But you guys are still here. You guys are enjoying the process and putting in the effort. I mean, in Amsterdam, it's pretty warm right now. It's looking pretty sunny to me. It's not too bad, not too good. I mean, it's okay. It's decent for the Netherlands. For Dutch weather, it's pretty hot. Okay. However, in Bali, it's always hot. It's always hot. Anyways, unless you're from Australia right now, you should experience a winter. But yeah, man. Normal, good to see you. Marek. Mike, Kendall Slanger. Hope you're enjoying it, man. Hope you're enjoying the group. I'm really enjoying it. I see guys stepping up in our group, in our private group. It's just unbelievable, man. Some guys on a crazy win streak. It's exactly what I was hoping for. So yeah, putting in the work, man. Shout out to Road to 200k, Desmond, Patrick. I saw him streaming as well in our group. All these things are looking fantastic. So yeah, amazing. Rafal. Good to see you as well. Ronit. Technical Analysis Masters. Nice name. Favor B. Jamie. Mois. Maria and Elena. Elena is feeling better, I hope. That sounds good. All right, fam. Yo, let's talk about it. Let's talk about gold. I have like around 8 screens in the back. So I have a complete overview. I can see everything. So if you see me turning, I'm looking at the dollar. I'm looking at the 10-year yield. I'm looking at the British pound. I'm looking at a couple things here. Silver. We had a silver trade, guys. We got out of it. At least I got out of it. We're looking for re-entries there. All right, just so you guys know. But anyways, let's talk about gold here. Okay, let's make it happen. So many things to cover. Let's put on our tune here. And then it's time to get back to work. A whole week of pushing. Pushing hard. This is the week to do it, fam. All right, what do we have on the schedule today? Well, number one, Federal Reserve, right? Uncle Jerome is testifying. Okay, that means that he's going to talk to the committee. All right, that means that they're going to ask him a bunch of questions. What about this? What about that? What about rate cuts or rate hikes? Is this coming? If so, when? What do you expect? What do you think is currently happening with the economy? And then Uncle Jerome will start talking about how good and strong the labor force is. But most importantly, also the rate cuts. This is what we want to know. We want to know more about potential rate cuts or rate hikes or whatever the case may be. We want to know what's popping. And this week will be the CPI. So the combination of that in combination with the inflation data coming out on a Thursday and Friday. All right, it's all about inflation. This is the full inflation week. Keep in mind that this is important stuff in combination with Uncle Jerome testifying today and tomorrow. So that means this is all about inflation. This whole week is going to be about what are we going to do against the inflation, with the inflation, and how will the economy respond to that. That's what we're looking for, okay? If we could go long labor market, we would have been millionaires. Once again, multi-millionaires, all of us. But anyways, that's not where the whole economy is running on, all right? On the labor market itself, it's more than that. And this is the reason why the dollar came down initially. Dollar started to tank down aggressively here. So yeah, let's get into it, fam. Very important stuff, okay? Thank you for being here on time. Really appreciate that. That shows some real serious commitment right there. Okay. Let's get it going. So, number one. Gold, all right. Took out the highs here, took out the previous highs here, right? It tapped into this gap and it now is kind of pulling back down here. Daily candle does not look that great, okay? Daily candle does not look great. Yesterday's closure, not that fantastic for gold, okay? We saw a massive turnaround happening yesterday when price just came down, broke to a serious amount of levels here. The weekly, all right, neutral on the weekly, to be honest, okay? Anything can happen, but again, the weekly candle still does not close in 3 days and 9 hours. So we still have a long time for the weekly candle here. But so far, we're pushing down a little bit, okay? Daily not looking that good, all right? 4 hour, if you go here and you can see here that, the 4 hour is also not looking that fantastic, all right? We have been coming down here. We're holding at this support. Right now, you can clearly see that we're holding up. This is at the previous weekly very high. We're going to go into our key levels in a second here. But what is important to mention is if you start breaking down here, fam, that I think we're going to come back down. And we're going to come back towards the 22, 36, 37. We're going to start retesting this range one more time here. If you hold here, of course, there is a chance of a potential pullback back towards the highs, holding up, right? Because you're kind of forming that trend here. This is kind of what you have to break. You're actually holding above it. So if you look at this trend overall, you can clearly see that this is where we're holding right now. But this could easily break down. If that's the case, we're going to look for short setups right away. And we're going to get short into the market here, putting our stop loss above the previous highs. Especially if you break the previous weekly very high, which we're going to talk about in a second. Okay, so that's gold here on the 4 hour. Now let's go to the 1 hour. And let's utilize our indicator. Okay, the Limitless LTA Concepts Session Breaks indicator. We have the previous whole week, because this is now the range we're trading. We're coming back into the previous whole week and we're measuring volume. Not that much volume traded in this whole range. Okay, we're talking from 22.36 all the way up to 23.55. There is not much happening in between that. Okay, maybe a little bit of volume traded in between here at around 23.47, but for the rest, not that much, not that significant. Okay, so the previous weekly high is sitting at 23.59, right? And this is now where we're holding on towards, all right? At the same time, if you look here on this level, you see also that we're holding back here, all right? We're pushing down at the same time, okay? You can clearly see that we have been creating lower lows, and if you close below it, there might be a chance that we could just look for continuation plays here towards the downside as well. When I'm bullish, well, if I'm bullish, we have to really start flipping the script here, okay? That means we really need to start breaking above. But I think shorts are definitely more favorable for now here. All right, with the previous daily value area low here, and we have the previous daily POC there. All right, these are your two critical zones in the center of this internal swing. And you can see that this is where the most volume has been traded yesterday. So when price pulls back, which it didn't, it couldn't even break back in towards it, this is where you could start thinking about, okay, let's say you break the highs, you break the lows, you create a high here, or you break the highs here, and you come back, you pull into it again. This is all tricky territory for longs in my opinion, okay? Unless you hold here, you break out internally, you break the 23.65 and you pull back, we might look for setups long. But anyways, for now, I would not see this happening as something reliable yet, okay? This would be the favorable longs and looking for that continuation place back towards the opening price of the week. The Sunday open was 23.89. We always mark this one out. But if we do break down, and this is where I want to get into. If we do break down here and we start now closing below, because the 4-hour candle closure is going to be in 35 minutes, all right, then within that gap, you know, not much volume traded here, there is just not much happening. So if price breaks down and closes below here, there is a big chance that we might be looking for continuation plays, you know, further down, right? And that's kind of what you want to see. You want to see that closure. You want to see that price pulling back. You want to then go short there. You want to put your stop above. You have done the previous weekly volume high. And we just target the previous weekly POC, which is significantly lower. Okay? You can take out all the lows here. All these wicks will be taken out at the same time. And then, of course, you have somewhat of a stop over roughly in the middle at around 23.46. So that's definitely something I'm really looking into. Okay? And if price then pulls back into the 23.55, of course, that's one more layer. But I think the 4-hour closure will do it for us. All right, the 4-hour closure will help us with that confirmation. Because if you simply look at the 4-hour closure, or sorry, the 4-hour in general, I could better say, just look at the 4-hour. And this 4-hour candle closes like that. I mean, this is not where we want to buy, all right? So if we see that closure below here, whatever the case may be, preferably even below the body of the previous 4-hour candles at like, what, 23.58, then I don't care about this 30-minute support here. Or I don't care about this 1-hour support here that you have at around 23.55. Why? Because that 4-hour close below the previous bodies of this candle. And then I think that we have potential continuation, you know, plays for, you know, further down. So definitely take into consideration. Dollar looking overall quite strong. At some point I was like, you know, it's not looking that strong whatsoever. But at this particular moment now, when you see the dollar, you know, pushing back up again, you know, creating higher highs and higher lows, and also breaking the previous highs that created these lows here, it's kind of impressive, right? The way we're shooting up after a massive dump period of time where we started to come down aggressively. This might be a short-term recovery play, okay? This is where the dollar is holding that support. So this might be a short-term recovery play. When London opened, I was still very neutral about the dollar. I was not that convinced yet. But now the fact that the dollar is creating these higher highs and higher lows, I'm like, yeah, man. I like that stuff. Okay? Hope that makes sense. So that's what we're initially looking for. Dollar in itself, okay. Yield itself also holding up quite well. All right, so that's it. Yellow Rays, welcome back again. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. The market actually, do you really want to become a professional trader or a professional signal taker? Question mark. Good question. That is a good question. Okay. So yeah, I hope that makes sense, fam. In this case, this will be the ideal case scenario. You know, closing below the 22.59 and preferably even above closing below the 23.58.6. Yeah, and that could result into further continuation down. That's it. Okay. And if you're looking for longs, then we really need to, or at least they need to prove us that it's worth it to look for long setups. For now, I don't see anything in regards to that here. I'm much more interested in looking for somewhat of a short and then taking it down towards the previous weekly POC with the confirmation of that closure below the previous bodies. And then a massive TP at around 23.46. 23.46. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. That would be nice. Okay. So it really depends on the closures and how we move around here. Okay, but overall, I like what I see for gold. For people that are in silver, pay very close attention to silver. Silver is also still getting rejected. This is also potentially another scenario of a new entry below. The same entry as we initially talked about in London. This could still play out further to the downside as well here. All right. Beautiful. Bayless says, Lorenzo, I've been watching your streams. I'm more confident in taking trades and I'm more profitable compared to before. I'm also able to analyze the market myself. Amazing, my friend. Amazing. yeah, keep it up. Keep it up. Professional guys here in the building. Love it. And overall, man, you know, the amount of effort you guys put into the trading floor as well. This guy is killing it all the time. This is exactly what I want to see. Guys like him stepping up with their track records, their spreadsheet, everything as transparent as possible. And then just like, you know, enjoying also our trading floor as well in our community. And, you know, setups after setups, wins after wins. I want to make sure that you guys are posting wins like this with a proper explanation. So not like this, okay? Not like this. Even though it's great, I want to see explanations, all right? This is how you help other people. By showing off and just showing your wins, you're not going to really help other people, all right? Where you help other people is by explaining exactly what the reason is and what your thought process was. And, you know, seeing the synergy there is what we're looking for, okay? That's exactly what we want to see. So yes, what else do I have before the 4-hour closure? There we go. Oh yeah, if you guys have any setups, make sure to share it in our Discord. Okay, and then based upon that, we can review it also on stream. No problem with that either. All right, I think this is pretty solid. Okay. So yeah, continuation plays would be the ideal, and we'll see how this goes. Same for silver, G's. Same for silver. Okay, in case you guys trading silver as well. Oh yeah, one more thing. In regards to Vantage and TradingView. So TradingView has now been updated. It's working very, very smoothly. So what I want to do, I want to start testing this. I want to make sure that we start testing Vantage right now. Okay. So what you can do now, you can open a new account. It's only for live accounts, nothing else. You can only do it with a live account. And then you will have your TradingView settings. And the beautiful thing about that is, okay, is that it also will appear in MetaTrader. So even if you open a trade in MetaTrader, it will still pop up on your TradingView screen. So whatever you trade, if you trade MetaTrader or you trade, yeah, whatever, right, MetaTrader or whatever the case may be, okay, it doesn't matter because you will still see it on your screen as well. If in case, of course, you have to be on the Vantage page, the Vantage broker page, in order to do so. But you need to create a separated account. Live account on your Vantage account. That's practically it, okay? So if you can do that, then you can just open it in MetaTrader on your phone and you can see it literally on your TradingView as well, or you trade on TradingView, whatever you prefer here, okay? But it's only for a separated account. You have to create a new account for that. So that's important, okay? Sounds good, G's. So we might be experiencing a little bit with it on stream. Okay. What kind of account is it? It's a hedged account, I believe. It's a ECN hedged account. You can select it. If you create a new account, you can select it, and you will have it right there. That's it. Pretty straightforward. Anything else I have? Yes. So man, so much information today. That's what happens when you know, skip the weekend. We released also in our private group now our gold intelligence report. Okay, we're gonna create an event this week. I wanted to do it yesterday, but you guys were killing it. Everyone was trading. The market was ripping. So I was like, you know what? It's better to do it when the market is a little bit slow, right? When there's not much happening or something like that. Because everyone was trading. But yeah, man, it's a full fundamental report that we created. It took a long time to create, okay? With our team. And it shows you practically every single piece of information. We might release it to public later on for everyone. For you as well, if you're watching the stream, you're not in our group. Our group is closed, but then, you know, we might release this publicly later at some point, okay? So anyways, it will talk about the COT data, the supply and demand data, They're the real supply and demand data, all right? The ETF in and outflows, the central bank purchases, all right? The projections based upon interest rates, the economic data, like all that stuff is in this file. It's in this document. It's 63 pages though, okay? I know. It's 63 pages, but it's... yeah, if you are a fundamental trader or you want to utilize this on the higher time frame, when gold is at these critical weekly levels, this is what you want. This is what you want. All right? This is what you want to have. All right? That's what we're gonna talk about later on. Cool. Shout out to Kevin as well. Yeah, we have been working very hard on this masterpiece. Different than the other ebook, of course. This is all based around trading technicals right here. This is also for you if you want to get it now. Get our free ebook if you want to know how we look for setups, why we use the volume profile, and how we trade it. You can find it also in our Discord right there. Okay, but this is purely fundamental based, all right? It's a combination of both that might be extremely useful as well. This is just for gold for now. We might do oil later or like any other commodities or currencies, whatever. But step by step, man. We don't have a big team. We don't really have a big team. We have a pretty small team of 8 players. I think we need to stick with our small team right now. And once we grow, we can start building more, okay? Because this is what we have to do again. We have to, you know, do this. We have to really update this on a month-to-month basis. So therefore, it's kind of important. Yeah, silver breaking down. Beautiful. Needed some time, but silver is doing it. So yeah, no, as long as the dollar here, so we have the 1 hour time frame. The dollar broke out of this high right here. We broke out of this high. We have one more sitting around there. Simple. We keep it very simple, and we just continue to break highs and higher lows for now. As long as we're doing this, I'm quite confident about what we're seeing here with the dollar. And at the same time, you can also see it with the yield. The yield is doing practically the same thing right now. Right? The yield is holding up very, very well. So, yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing here on the 10-year yield. Looking good. Where can I find it in the VIP? You find it in the announcement section. All right, go to the announcements and you'll find it there, my friend. Yeah. I like to see a break to the upside. Well, if you look on a 50-minute, we're building something, but for now we're just too weak. We're just too weak. And if you take this to the 50-minute time frame, you know, we're seeing that rejection here. The previous weekly value high has been holding up and is now just giving us that breakdown. Okay, so I'm not that impressed whatsoever with gold at the moment. Yes, we are now holding up a little bit here, but you know, let's see where we close this one. If we close below, then I might just go and take a short right here, and just, you know, put my stop above like an invalidation point. So if if you get stopped out, then it will be above a high that makes sense. And I think the risk reward is kind of big because you don't have that much. We don't have really a pullback here. You know what I mean? There is not much happening below the lows if that's the case. Anyways, just for confirmation, is this an EM4 sell for gold on the 30-minute? It actually is. It actually is. It actually is. Okay. But because you have the 4-hour closures very, very soon, you might be looking at it. If you want to go in an aggressive entry, then this is indeed the entry. Dollar holding up really nicely. Yield as well. So, you know, this is all good stuff. What do you think about a buy limit at 23.19? I think it's too far down. I think that this is definitely something we're looking into later. 23.27 is also a major level, by the way. All right. So yeah. Something like that. It's a pretty serious risk reward as well. So you know, after these highs are getting broken, you're kind of looking at an invalidation point. The moment you start breaking these highs here, and you know, if the 4-hour close is this bearish, then yeah, I can definitely see it continuing down here. So I think we're looking at safer sells already. And the 4-hour closure in this case is coming along very, very soon. But I would be very surprised if the 4-hour would give us a silver really nice rebreak. That's what I was talking about. But I would be really, yeah, surprised if you know, the dollar would suddenly turn around here. Anything is possible. But we just are now starting to flip even bullish. So I think what we can do is we can set a, I'm gonna set a sell stop below the lows. This is the 4-hour, so we want to make sure that this is the 4-hour body. That we 2358.5, that we actually close below it. That would be ideal. Something like that. Yeah. Yeah, let me see if I can connect my account here. Let's see what we can do. You probably will not see that. Let me see if we can fix it. Failed to log in. Let me see if I can fix it, fam. Yeah. Okay, good. Okay. Yeah, I think it's solid. All right, let's see. Of course, we're still looking at Rwanda, so that's the thing, right? We have to make sure that we see what happens around here as well. But you want to make sure that the same levels are marked. So what are you going to do? So 4-hour body closure is at 23.58. What is the body closure? That's this one right here. So just to put it in perspective, you can, let's see if we can hide this for a second. There we go. And these are the previous lows that were created. Right here. If we start closing below that, then I think it's just an easy short confirmation for continuation. And we will be proven otherwise if we get stopped out above the highs. That's it. If you come up and you create a higher low and you start holding up and you start pushing up, we might be reversing. But that 4-hour closure, which is coming now very soon, I would love to see this closing below these particular lows right here. You can find it because this is a 4-hour closure. It's the first 4-hour closure below these lows here after tapping into it so many times here. That means that you have a 4-hour closure below that initial support, and then I'm looking for that sell stop right here. And if you want to look for longs, we can look for longs later on. It's pretty straightforward. We can look for longs if we start breaking highs, higher lows, but for now, I wanna continue looking at like being a little bit more short biased, because everything else is showing us that we're just holding up very well, especially the dollar. Anyways, what time is the news? The news is, it's not really news. It's Uncle Jerome testifying, right? So yeah, that's in 1 hour. We have to pay attention to that. But again, it's not one event that will just give us the answer, and that's it. It's gonna be a series of questions, and yeah, it's kind of that here. Just think about the fact that the dollar has been tanking for the last 4 days, seriously, significantly. All right. And he says, greetings Lorenzo, thank you for the volume profile strategy, loving it. Do you use the default 70%? Yeah, 70%. You can find it right here. Page number 13. Yeah. Lorenzo, are you trading crypto? Swings, man. I only swing trade. Swing trade, invest. I rather just trade the traditional market when it comes down to lower time frame. Yeah. What about you? Tita says I'm bullish on gold because of a massive trend like in play starting from the low created on June. Yeah, so we have been looking at this one, which is the... I know what you're talking about. It's this one right here. Okay. We tapped into this one, right? You're kind of holding up here, right? That's what I want to break. That's what I want to break. I want to see that 4-hour closure, and then I want to see that breaking down. Yeah. It's just the way we're pushing down here, okay? The way you're creating these aggressive moves down. So this is 1, consolidation. This is 2, consolidation. I would not be surprised if you see another move. And if you do flip and break the highs, I mean, yeah, we'll see from there. But I'm much rather look for short breakouts right now, especially based upon the current strength of the dollar, and then also the 1-hour time frame. You know, setting in these lows. In order for longs right here, we really need to break these highs again, and then you know, you're come back into this zone. But that doesn't have to be worrying. But at least, you know, then we have an internal high confirmation. And then we could start thinking about taking it further, you know, further up or something like that. Something in that matter. But for now, anything below the lows will be the ideal case scenario if you start breaking down. But yeah, I do agree. We're holding up slightly. And we had that support there. So yeah, there are definitely some layers that could say, okay, you're holding support here. But at the same time, this 4-hour closure will help us tremendously. Why this 4-hour closure? Because the 4-hour closure of the bodies, like we talked about already now. That will give me much more confidence to push price further. Dollar holding here, yield holding here. Yeah, so New York is indeed chilling. That's true. We know why, maybe. So let's take out the sessions itself. Well, we're at critical levels now from both sides. We're really at critical zones, so it makes it kind of makes sense to me. Otherwise, are we not at a major supply zone to short from? Check the 1 hour. I mean, you have this high right here. You created a structure, you break down here. These are 1 hour candles. So, yeah. Well, yeah, maybe from there, is this what you're talking about? This particular zone? But I'm not sure what you exactly mean with major supply, because this is just the levels here. You did get rejected there. I mean, yeah. But I don't know. I don't know. What I just want to see is that 4 hour closure. I think this will help us tremendously. So as long as we close below, I'm fine. I'm fine with it, especially with the dollar holding up this well. But if you start, you know, rapidly coming up before the closure, right, and we close above the previous value high, we have to wait a little bit longer. We have to wait a little bit longer. Oh, the candle is rejecting the, yeah. So let's see where we close. Ronan says separated entry models on swing trades in crypto. It's very similar, my friend. It's very similar. It has to do with the fractals. We created it based upon the fractals. So, no, definitely, we taking that in consideration. What is the first level you're looking for? This zone right here. This is at 23.47. Something like that. Yeah. Money says, here's what I think. We cleared the Asian lows and left liquidity up, tapped into a minor demand. Now we're moving up. Yeah, let's see where this 4-hour closes. I always look at these 4-hour closures below these levels. Yeah, if you want to buy here, then we can buy here, but I don't see safer buys right now. At this particular moment. Unless you buy from there, but in that case, your stop has to go... Yeah, I'm just, you know, the thing is about, so this was such an aggressive move down, right? Number one. You pull back, and there is a chance the 4-hour candle closes below these 4-hour previous body that pulled back into it. You set in new lows from there. That would not give me the confidence to say, okay, we're just going to go long and bam, we're going to break out. If that's the case, let us just break out first, right? Let us just break out first. Let us just get out of this zone, create a high, create a higher low, look for that continuation, look for some volume, start looking for setups from there. But for now, I remain with this bias until we are, yeah, we're really proven otherwise. Yeah, time will tell, man. Time will tell. We'll see if it's an entry word, an entry right here. How much do you risk your trade? Usually depends on what kind of account I trade with. As you can see, we have, you know, on Vantage, we have 3 different accounts. So it you know, it really depends. Depends on the accounts. Balance's bias is still to the short side. It will be beautiful if market confirms that. Man, it definitely will be beautiful if market confirms that. Facts. I agree. I agree. Do you have another black eye? Yes. You saw it well. You spotted it well, my friend. This time on the other side. So you cannot really see it. Okay, okay. It seems we're going to close above it. Okay, we did close above it, fam. So let's be patient now. We have closed above the previous week very high as well. I'm very neutral now. Okay, I'm not sell biased yet, or buy biased yet, for sure not. Potential sales could still come in. It depends now on what we're gonna do here. All right, what we're gonna do with these breaks. At this particular moment, what's important is the same old level, is the same thing. We're creating lower lows and lower highs. That's a fact, right? We are still breaking. It's just that the 4-hour closed above, and this is kind of what we're looking at. That 4-hour closed above the bodies of these levels right here. So if you go back towards this zone, this is kind of what you broke. We held before it. This is kind of your 4-hour, yeah, what can I say? 4-hour support here, okay? If we would have closed below, we would have instantly trade a short right here. Executed the short. But the fact that we eventually came in and still closed above it. That's why it's so important sometimes to just wait for these 4-hour closures. Especially because when they're so close, it's usually the best thing to do. It's usually the best thing to do because a lot can happen in 15 minutes. Gold's going to have a bullish run at some point. Yes, for sure. Gold is looking really good on the fundamental side of things. I do agree. Okay, okay. What is the lowest you think it can go? We'll see. We'll see. All right. We'll find out now. Because that 4-hour closure is there. We opened up very aggressively. I mean, if you start breaking the lows one more time, I'm definitely re-entering short. I don't need to see a closure for that. Because we already came down. But we're kind of holding on. We're kind of holding on. So, let's see how we develop here. That's it. Let's see how we develop. I mean, you can start to look for buys here, but again, be cautious because, you know, the overall structure from practically every angle here is still telling us to be cautious and to be patient, okay? When would you be comfortable with buys? If we break the highs, number one. We start breaking the highs. Dollar starts breaking all the lows. So it starts breaking below the 105. And I think there will be enough opportunities from there. Out of dub, man. I think he's taking some notes. He's taking some notes. It sounds like a G right there. You got a little cappuccino there. If it's a cappuccino, I believe so. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad, G. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. We have a huge 4-hour bottom wick. Yeah, it depends on which broker you're looking at. So don't get confused too much. Look on the future chart. In this case, yes. Sir, could you speak about Bitcoin, how you analyze it? Later, yeah, we can do it later on. But yeah, definitely. It's a completely different ball game, by the way. All right, so if you think it's just like, it's easy like that, it's absolutely not. You need a lot of different correlations, okay? The Tether dominance, the total 1, total 2, total 3, the Bitcoin dominance, you want to understand. A couple other things as well. Liverpool logo, stay humble, my friend. That's all I can say. Stay humble. Stay humble, G. Some life experience. Congrats, though. Bailey says, the more I look at it, the more I see shorts coming. Yeah, dollar is holding up right now, right? It's tapping in these lows. Yield as well. We're holding up. We're holding up. So, yeah, that rejection play. It's the 15-minute. Tapping into these highs. Just not looking that strong yet. Not looking that strong yet. So, in case we would, in my opinion, break out, pull back. We utilize the range for confirmations, then I would say, yeah, we have something here. But no, for now, it's pretty serious rejection, by the way. Yeah, can you check silver, please? Yes. Yeah, we talked about silver as well in our group. Silver is at a very similar point as gold is right now as well. Silver also, we wanted to see silver breaking below any invalidation points above. This is where the initial stop loss was, and now we're targeting the early previous daily POC, the previous weekly POC, pushing back down. We had a trade yesterday, an entry model 1 setup from silver as well long after that dump, that recovery. Why? Because the closure itself was still above our key zones, our key levels, and we started to go. What would you be comfortable with? I would still be comfortable with shorts until we start breaking out and we start pulling back, and you know, something that matters. We start breaking structures to the upside. We start holding up. But this is for me like an entry model 4, in case you guys know what it is. If you don't know what it is, then... Oh wait, it's not updated in the ebook yet. It will come though. It will come. But this is an entry model 4 play for me personally. If you start re-breaking the lows, and that's kind of the setup I'm looking into. Why? Because you had these 2 wicks. You had these 2 trade setups right here. Sorry, these 2 wicks, the candles wick on the 1 hour. This on the 1 hour time frame, so it's a serious break. You calm down, you start breaking up first, and then you break down. Liverpool Oxy's market sentiment is 58% short. Does the market give retail a win? If this is your only confluence right here for fundamentals, then good luck, my friend. I'll give you our full report later on. And we can talk about the fundamentals if you want. If you think also that matters on the lower time frames, then good luck as well. Because, yeah, we've seen this before. Joe says I'm the only one bullish on gold. I don't think so. But the question is, yes, maybe we're gonna be bullish, right? Long term, I'm super bullish. The question is just about today, about this session in particular. If we would be bullish here, then where would you pay your stop losses right now? Would you place it right below? That could be. What would be your confirmation for your entry? That's what I would be curious about. What would be your entry confirmation if you would be bullish here? Where to enter bullish? I mean, break above the highs here would be fantastic. Break above the 65 would be amazing. Like there are a lot of good solutions for longs as well if you start breaking above. Senna says, no sir, already rebound, will never drop to 2352 anymore. Okay, if you say so, then great. Then you should go long, my friend. How's boxing going? Good, man. Yes, overall very good. Ups and downs, though. You know, this is what tends to happen in boxing. It's like you have your ups, you have your downs. Sometimes you feel like you know, you're taking over, and other times you get your ass kicked. Similar to trading. Similar to trading. When would you look for longs? Maybe something like this. All right, let's talk about it. Because the 4-hour closure was above the highs, we didn't close below it. There are two scenarios. If we start breaking this previous 4-hour wick, I do see kind of like a safer sell with this high, or the previous high is you know, as our stop loss, targeting the 2047, coming down here. That might give us the impulse, especially around New York session, right? The New York Stock Exchange open. But if you do, let's say create a breakout here. So let's say you break out of this level, the 2364. You now have like a W formation with like a higher breakout, still holding above the previous very high. Right, you're still holding above this initial zone, which is kind of this consolidation, and then a breakdown, and then a breakout. So if you start breaking above that level, you start closing above that. I mean, yeah, we might be flipping the script here. But I want to see this happening first, and if that happens, fantastic. And if you roll over, fantastic. What would you prefer? I mean, I would prefer to roll over. I would prefer to roll over, but we'll see. Where do you need to close above? 2364.4. Yeah, just above these bodies here, depending on what broker you use. Yeah, but for now, definitely, if you want to see that, I really want to see somewhat of a closure above. That would be ideal. And if you roll over and we start breaking lows, it's going to be more of an aggressive entry. Hi Lorenzo, Fanny from the Philippines. Where is the current support level? Do you have one for the 1 hour? The previous week is very high, 2360, my friend. Has been respected very well. Wadi says, I know you're like 6'3". Who are you fighting? Because Balinese guys, our average height is around 5'8", and you smash guys of that height. Well, I fought some killers that are like 5'9", and they're absolute destroyers. But anyways, yeah, I agree. That's the main reason why we have a very hard time with finding good opponents here in Bali, because most of the locals are smaller. So yeah, that's definitely a problem. And that's why my first fight, my previous potential fight got cancelled. Unfortunately. So yeah. Okay, talk about entry model 4. Entry model 4 is really amazing if you are kind of looking into the counter trend trading. So number one, the entry model 1s are usually for these type of counter trend trades. You can take them also when price continues to drive, pulls back and pushes up with the trend. That will be the ideal case scenario, but you can also take them when price comes down and it stabilizes at a critical key level and it still holds up. But if it fails, there are two ways you can utilize it. If the momentum is strong, then you can also place a new entry below the lows instead of your initial entry model 1 trade setup right there. Okay, so instead of taking longs right initially, or maybe you took longs but maybe it failed, and you start breaking the lows, and there's momentum, there's volume, there's session volume, then an entry model 4 comes into play, and you place your wick, your stop loss above the previous wick of the third candle, and you look for that rollover, right? That rollover play. It kind of looks like this. That's your alternative setup, so you can hedge yourself also. If you're familiar with that, I think it's something to think about. Okay, so especially like strong momentum, that's usually what you want to see. So it comes down to a failed break. You have EM4A, you have EM4B. EM4A comes down towards the manipulation of the previous candle high, and EM4B comes down to the not manipulation of the previous candle, but because you haven't manipulated the previous candle high, you want to then take the first candle. It's always a 3 candle formation, low as your entry point instead of the second one. It depends on if you manipulate the highs, or if you you don't manipulate the highs, the previous or lows of the previous candle, right? And that's, for example, on a 30-minute or the 1 hour, and this would then look on a 4 hour like that, okay? Especially if you manipulate the highs in that manner, or you manipulate and break the highs and you smash it. We'll give you somewhat of an explanation like that. So EM4 is fantastic as an alternative for EM1. Keep in mind, this has to be around our, one of our levels, of course. One of our key levels that we look for. Are you going to trade the news Powell speech ahead? It depends on how we move, how manipulative we move here, how choppy we're going to be. If price pulls up, comes down again, it pushes up again, or it comes down again, and it's just constantly is doing that. And then I don't see any reason for us to trade due to his event itself. But if price is clean and it gives us the closures, confirmations, and it's not too much madness, I think it's fine. I think it's good. I think it's good. It's a world says gold to short to 2,505 for sure. What do you guys think? 2,505 is pretty is 2,305. I think what you say. For now, if you close above here, then shorts are invalidated. Three minutes, 50 seconds. Let's see where we close here. And keep in mind, it's the New York Stock Exchange as well here, opening up. However, our stops were a little above in that image, and our entry at the area of stops that will make the concept more professional. In other words, let's use limit orders mostly. You should backtest it, my friend. Backtest it. Let me know. This is backtested, so we know it works in the right circumstances. We know it works. Did you hear that there's a possible Texas market stock exchange happening? No. The Texas Stock Exchange, which boasts funding from market makers Citadel Securities and BlackRock, intend to submit filing documents with the Securities Exchange Commission later this year. Any date? Anything interesting about it? I'm gonna read through it. When did it came out? I think it was. This is pretty recent. Must be not longer than a month. Yeah, June 6th. Yeah, okay. A month ago. Okay. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. That would be dope. That would be really cool. That would be really cool. That would be really cool. Most definitely. Yeah, we'll check it out. That would be awesome. Thank you for sharing. I need to know what its purpose is. Let's say, in combination with the New York Stock Exchange, how this Texas Stock Exchange will operate. What gets listed there? I really need to see what's popping. But it's most definitely interesting. Okay, we did close below it. We did close below it, and we have the New York Stock Exchange open right now. So still holding up. Still holding up. Lorenzo, what about an impulse entry? I mean, dollar has to really break down. Dollar has to break down. In terms of stops, I mean, stop will be quite big as well here. This would be a nice target. Dollar definitely slowing down here, but keep in mind that the dollar will come back towards its lows that created these highs right here. So if the dollar comes down here, correlation is so good lately with the gold and the dollar. All day today. Yeah, I think a closure. I think a closure would be a nice confirmation. Impulse entry, if you go long here, stops below the lows. I mean, it's a big stop. Because where else I think a logical stop will be, I don't know. I think the only logical stop will be below the lows. Okay? That's, I think, the only potential stop I would think about that makes sense to me if you would look at the structure itself. And if you do break the lows, you might just literally flip the script and look for continuation sells. If that's the case. Right? So you wanna, you know, if you wanna buy something, then the best stop would be a sell, let's say. The previous week very high is proven to be holding up, which is great. At the same time, you are facing a lot of resistance here, and the dollar has not proven yet that it's gonna break down below the lows that put in the highs here. So let's say you have these lows, you have these highs, you pull back into this range. This is a key moment for gold now. The safer place will be simply wait for that closure above the 2364, and then just look for continuation plays. That would be the safer play, and if it does break the lows here, I really believe that we could take it further down towards the 2247. Yeah, dollar is going to reach that zone very, very soon. And if the dollar holds here and it bounces from it, then in many cases what you're going to see is simply a reaction, a bullish flip, and gold is below that resistance. It starts rolling over and you come back and fall back into the range. If the dollar keeps dropping and it just breaks through it, of course gold will smash through these highs here. And then the question is, okay, if that's the case, then what is the next best setup? Well, it depends where gold will be if that happens. Okay. A closure above would give you a fantastic confirmation because it will be the hourly closure as well. Think about that confirmation in general at the same time. Let's see how price responds right now at this zone. Okay, at this low. What about news? Does it have an effect? Could have. It could definitely have. Yeah, it could definitely have. How do I use the LTA indicator? Which one? I mean, you can use the limitless LTA concept, session breaks. Read the ebook, by the way, my friend. It's all in the ebook. It is all in the ebook. All right, dollar in that zone, tapped into it. Gold breaking out, but you know, getting some pushback. Let's see if you close here or if you fall back into the range. Why do you use volume as a foundation? Because it shows you critical levels in the market throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout a swing, or throughout a fixed range, or whatever the case may be. And they're pretty precise. If you go back into the streams or you have tested it for yourself, then you will see a huge reactive from any of these levels. We have seen it over and over and over again. Over and over again. Yeah. Is a so good option for today's news in gold? Well, there is not new, so it's not news Okay, it's just an event that will have some impact on the gold price potentially if they ask the right question and he gives the right answer or the wrong answer. It depends how you look at it. Okay, but when it comes down to news, there is no event, there is no particular outcome we're looking at. Okay, it's not going to be A, B, bullish or bearish for gold. It can be all over the place actually. Okay. Any closure below would not make me bullish whatsoever. If you start closing below the 2364, then I'm not I'm not that bullish anymore. If you close above it, I think that we might be holding up very well, and the dollar might be on its way down again. All right, tapping into the highs, breaking down. That could flip the script. Okay. Yeah, 50-minute break would be a good start. But it's really about that 1 hour break, that 1 hour closure above here. Because think about this, right? You have still a long way to go. If that's the case here, then this might become less relevant as well. Like you're gonna tap potentially into these highs here. But anything after that closure below doesn't make a difference for us to look for continuation plays. So now I'm really open-minded if we start breaking above, closing above, to see what we can look for. Are you only on Discord? We're only on Discord, man. Yeah, I'm not sure if there are any Telegram groups or whatsoever. But if that's the case, then get out of it as soon as you can. Because it's most likely a scam. Yeah. Yeah, hey, how's your trading going? Oh, great. Well, have you ever copied me live? Or have you ever used a copy trader before? Oh, no. Okay, yeah. Download this broker now. Install this broker, make an account, and deposit your life savings. Okay, sir. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Unfortunately, people get scammed all over the place. Yeah, it's something that you cannot just, you know, we do everything we can. Let's put it this way. We do everything we can to make sure it doesn't happen. Okay? But, you know, you should also think for yourself. Like, does it make sense? Does it make sense that a random guy messaged me on Discord and asked me to put in, make an account on a brokerage platform and put in a bunch of money? I mean, I do get it, but I mean, wouldn't it be better if it would be publicly mentioned? publicly live on stream. You would have heard it literally from me live on this stream or whatever. Why would I message you personally? You just came into the community. You're brand new. Why would I message you personally? Lorenzo, I'm new with Vantage. How do I make an account on it? For TradingView, oh. Yeah, for TradingView, you need to... you need to just go into your Vantage account. And it says you create a new live account and boom, it's easy. And you set up a TradingView. It should be up and set in around, what, 5 minutes? And I think you get your account and that's it. It's not that difficult, my man. And then it doesn't matter if you place a trade on your MetaTrader or your Vantage account or a TradingView, you will see same outcome. Okay. It's all connected with each other. So it's kind of like a MetaTrader hybrid. It's not just Vantage or a TradingView. It's also not just MetaTrader. Boy says, I'm also a little bit confused which way gold will go right now. I can get why you're confused because we're in a range. And but overall, I would say, and we have an event. We have a news event coming along where Mr. Jerome will get interviewed, which can heavily impact gold as well. That's why I think that in this case, you know, the wicks do the damage and the closures tell the story. I want to fly down to visit you. Come to Bali, my G, and then we'll meet up. All right, we drink some coconut. We drink a coconut. We drink a nice coconut. All right, we're gonna have some fun, my friend. You see, everyone is chilling. Everyone is enjoying his summer now. That's what's happening. All right, this guy is fishing. He's been killing it in the community, but he's been fishing. You know, guys are enjoying their life a little bit. You know, sometimes, okay, I get it. You get 2 weeks off. 2 weeks. Back to work after that, my G. Right away. Back to work. What are we waiting for the candle close? 1 hour closure like that would be very good. That would be very bullish. It would be bullish. It would be better. Right, we're close above these highs here. We're holding up very well. Yeah, that would set things straight. That would set things more more gradual. You go for the lows, you then create that entry model 1, you then break out, you have the closures. Like these are good stuff, good things to see here. Otherwise, we will most likely fly to Bali with my family for the whole month of January. Will you accept our invitation or of a drink for a short dinner? I would love to accept your offer, my friend. We'd love to accept your offer. Yeah. Especially you, Dominic. Especially you, my friend. Because I can see your G. The rest becoming the ambassador of Bali. Yeah, definitely promoting it. I definitely love it here. I love the people here, especially. I have a lot of respect for the culture. I agree. I agree. Poser Roof says my entry will be at 2362 with stops below the lows to 2377.9. Yeah, so if this closes bullish, like above this previous highs here, I'll be, you know, I like what I see. I'll be, I would definitely be looking into entries for longs again. I just wanted to see if you can really flip the script here. As shorts seem much more favorable for further continuation. This was also a great short, a great example yesterday. Okay, seemed much more favorable. We came down, we got rejected there. We pulled back even into our key level. We flipped the previous daily very high of that time into resistance and we came down aggressively. That was beautiful. Today could have been the same day if we start breaking down. But in order for us to say, okay, now we might be flipping bullish, I just need to see that one closure above. And then after that, I could say, okay, we might be looking for a run to the upside again. If that's the case, then we can start looking for new setups. And we can start taking it to the lower time frames. I do not really care at this particular moment. And you can start driving price up. Don't always have to catch the bottom. And don't always have to catch the top perfectly. Because that's usually how I got wrecked in the past. I'm trying to really go for the tops and bottoms. Saying, now we're going to break out. Now we're going to go. Now we're going to do this. By the way, it's not just gold. It's also, you know, indeed Euro USD or Australian dollar. We've been talking about the Australian dollar. These things are also potentially, you know, setting up quite nicely. Just need to keep a close eye on GU. GU looks very good. GU looks very good. If you wanna trade long, look for longs in GU itself or a Forex pair, I think GU looks really nice. You have that bounce from the Sunday open. That means that the dollar is indeed slowing down. It is starting to reverse down. And, you know, anything on that lower spectrum here might be interesting for GU, in case you're interested in it. Will it liquidate all monies taking longs and shorts? I am not sure. I mean, anything is possible during this event. But it will not be as aggressive as you might think it will be, I think. Anything that might happen. In this case, but let's see. How long for the closure? 5 minutes. 5 minutes for that closure. Yeah, it's a serious closure, man. Why? Because it's the 1 hour candle closure. It's the start of this speech. It's the dollar tapping support. So it's all about this closure indeed. Last Powell's interview didn't almost do anything. No, I agree. But you never know what he says, man. That's the thing about these interviews. You never know what he's gonna say. It could be super random. But usually, I mean, 85% of the time we know he's quite scripted. So he's gonna keep it cool, or keep his cool as much as possible. Someone says, I thought I missed your stream, but took an EM1 from the previous range in the 1 hour. Wow. Yeah. EM1, we missed this? No, we wanted to really break out first. That's what we just talked about. We really wanted to break out first before looking for EM1s or anything in that form. Robbie says, sometimes you're trading also. No, actually just watch the screen, that's it. I stare at my screen. That's it, bro. What about you? Just come here to talk. Just enjoy. Have a conversation. Stare at the screen. You think I'm gonna trade? Loser. Is that a bruise around your eye? Yeah, that's from boxing, my friend. Nothing to worry about. Robbie says from 56 to 67. Great. Congrats. Looks like you need to worry about your guard. I mean, I get, you know, it can get kind of rough in the sparring sessions sometimes, yeah. But you get used to it, so it's okay. Okay, we closed. We did close, fam. We closed above it. We immediately tapped to the previous daily very low. Who's Roof says, I don't know, trading is so hard. Been almost at this for 2 years. Sometimes I still have no idea what is going on or what is going to happen. Yeah, well, I mean, it takes some time, my friend. It takes some time. To look for the right setups, the setups that you are looking for, that fit your style. And all of these layers come together. This is a serious rejection, fam. Right away. Right away. Why? Previous daily very low. Of course, also that range, that smaller range. Massive 4-hour rejection right there. Hedge didn't work. Tried using it in demo account. Stop loss hit on both sides. Yeah, if you use it once, then maybe not. Right? Put it in perspective, zoom out, make sure that your overall bias is always the same, or the way you analyze the market is always the same and not different than it usually is. And then also test it out at least 1,000 times or multiple 100 times before you conclude. And then look at, okay, this is the data, this is the result I got. What can I do to improve it? When you know, it didn't work. And then based upon that, you can kind of get your conclusion. That's what people always do. They do things once or twice and they think, ah, no, it doesn't work. Okay, bye-bye. Doesn't work. And because it doesn't work, oh, okay, no, never mind. Not gonna do it. Okay, this is very strong. Dollar held that support here, fam. So where were we waiting for? We're waiting for that closure, number one. We did close above. However, we did close above and immediately tapped into the previous daily very low without any remorse. And we immediately got rejected from it as well. Now the dollar is holding up very strong, right as when the start came. So the hourly closure was right there. And price started to push up as when the hourly candle closed in combination with Jerome. So I'm just gonna pay very close attention to this range now before I start looking further, fam, really. This is a crazy move though. So if you start breaking the lows, like I'm still in the understanding that sells is a potential scenario. This would have been great if we closed above it. We responded, we pulled back slowly and we gave us a confirmation and the dollar broke support and started to flip bearish. Fantastic. But a clear rejection play. This was still the low we were looking for initially for the first time when we started the stream at the beginning. The highs are now taken out. So we might just have to be a bit more patient for an actual trade today, or at least during this New York session. But I mean, yeah, it's pretty crazy. For the guys that stayed in our silver trade from the London session, GG. I think you got it there. Very, very clean. Sometimes patience is all you need to not get wrecked at these particular moments in the market when the news or when Jerome Powell is speaking. Man, that's a monster move, by the way. That's a monster move. So let's clean up. What do we see here? Well, number one, just to clean up sometimes always good, right? We have our indicator number one. We used the previous day. We saw the rejection from the previous daily value area low. Right there. That's one layer. We used the previous week. This was the previous weekly value area high. We found massive support there. We actually saw an entry model on the 15-minute time frame. Okay, sorry, the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame. We saw the entry model right there. Okay, we're kind of hovering in between these two levels now. So we have these two key levels at 23.59, and then the previous daily value area low at 23.70. Okay. If we start closing below here, right, and we start utilizing the previous week, and we just understand the fact that we're trading back into the previous week, then there is just not much volume traded here. You know, there's a massive gap there. There's a massive gap there. We have some volume at, or some support here, some structure at 23.47, right? So that's the level that we want to highlight. Want to make sure that we have at least this one marked. But overall, you know, this still acts, in my opinion, as just somewhat of a rejection play if you start, you know, closing below the range. Okay. The reason why we're cautious today is because just a breakout here does not determine a trade, and a sell could easily be rolling over. Why? Because we were still trending downwards. We were still holding back. There were just many scenarios where we could potentially also just, you know, continue the consolidation. So we have these two levels. The dollar is pushing up super aggressively now. That might be just a beginning. That might just be a, you know, an opening reaction from the event. Nothing more, nothing less. Not a direct continuation, confirmation play. Doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. But what we do know is that we're in the range. And then we have an event right now, which then represents everything based around economy and inflation, Jerome Powell speaking. So you know, in order for me to really start taking a trade here, we need to start really looking for the continuation plays. And that's just outside of this range now. That's it. So I'm gonna give it some time to see if it makes sense, if there are some setups that align here. But that was a quick move, fam. It was a quick reversal. So if you took buys there at the impulse break, then I hope you took profits. And but that's usually what news does. Or not news does, but at least what the power of Jerome could do. Right? Especially the speculation and everything in that matter. The volume that comes in. 4 hour looks bad. Alright? The 4 hour looks very nasty. And if we start breaking the lows, I'm still tempted for sell continuations. Aggressive, more aggressive. massive stop though. It's way too big, way too big. Yeah, this is like we said, this is when we're not going to trade. If price shoots up again, it comes down again. That just shows that there is just too much up and down movement. Unless you just want to get in and out, and just want to take that. It's up to you. But for me personally, that's just a no-go. But we really need to see that continuation and not just, you know, pushing back up again, closing, neutral, all that stuff. What is the difference between volume and liquidity? So the difference mainly is just volume refers to just the number of shares or contracts that are traded in the market. And liquidity kind of indicates more how easy it is for an asset to be bought or sold. That's kind of the difference, without affecting its actual market price, right? So high volume can refer to like high liquidity, but you know, that's kind of the difference. Yeah, London was great. London was really clean, really nice. Right now with New York, very tricky. Unless you took a little long buy here, great. You got out right there, or you got out earlier and you didn't, you know, expect that price to continue to drive up. And you took your profits, then fantastic. Same thing if you had a limit entry there. A quick one as well. I also recommend to just start taking profits right away and not just be too greedy. But for the rest, it's a pretty common theme when this, you know, event occurs. You're in a range, you push up aggressively, and price starts reversing. Matthew says he didn't even start talking. No, it doesn't have to be. It's all the speculation around it. People know, it just indicates more volume. So it is. Rose Angela, welcome back once again. Good to see you. These moves are too close for buyers. Are too close buyers. Pay attention to the dollar index. It's not doing well. This will have to cut the interest rates if it falls in 103. They have to cut interest rates. They will have to cut the interest rate if it falls in 103.8. Okay, so dollar indeed is pushing up now, immediately got pushed back down. Instantly got pushed back down. So yeah, we just, you know, literally came to that support. We swiped the highs. We're now back at where we came from, right? Gold, same thing. If you start closing in the size of candle, I'm going to stay out for the New York session here. I'm going to stay out for the market for New York session, look for other opportunities later on. Or look at different pairs that are not as choppy as gold is, for example. There could also be another layer. But yeah, where London had really nice moves, New York now has a little bit more of a choppy condition. So I want to still sit out this closure because, you know, anything can happen. We might close outside of the range. Who knows? Gilda says the engulfing sell was not expected for me, but I understood the reasons. Yeah, it looked initially great, right? We broke out of these highs here. I mean, we could have pulled back slowly and just reflipped bullish. This would have all been perfect, especially if the dollar would have broken that support. But the fact that it closed, it shut up, it came down, and it closes in the center of the range, is usually an indication, yo, stay out. Stay out until you're confirmed to re-enter later on. But it depends on where we close now, especially this 30 minute. Imagine where you at any point, full-time trader only, meaning you only had income from trading. I always have multiple things. I'll never put my eggs in one basket. I never would. I always would try to look for things at first, but in order to start something, I mean, I was happy that I, you know, at some point in my life just could pay small things with it. Things that I cared about, you know, small things that I could take care of. You know, if these layers come, then the rest can follow. But I do believe that at the beginning, you should not be really that worried about, you know, trying to make so much money in trading and go for, you know, you name it, a zillion amounts of dollars. I think it comes down to being very patient, loving the process of trading, and like slowly starting to reward yourself and just build it up. But yeah, there have been periods where my trades and mainly investments did pay off big time. What's the difference between volume and price action analysis? Thank you so much for the previous answer. Well, volume indicates just market activity. That's all it does. And price action analysis indicates more, you know, focusing on understanding price trends, structures, and patterns. And anticipating based upon that analysis. That's kind of the difference between volume and price action analysis. It's the difference between market activity and market trends, patterns, structures, whatever. Yeah. But volume is really hard to manipulate, especially when it comes down to large sums of volume, especially on the futures market. It's really hard to manipulate volume, particularly because it indicates interests, right? For big parties. There is a reason why big parties buy there and they buy there and they buy at certain levels, right? And they can spread themselves, but they don't want to spread themselves too thin. So at some point, they're going to leave a little bit of information saying, listen, at 23.59, a lot of orders has been traded. A lot of interest have been there around that exact level. So that might be an interesting level to look for setups from for us. And that's kind of like our kind of what we're trying to figure out. We're trying to figure out, okay, where do these guys have placed all of these orders? Why is it that the previous daily value area low from the yesterday, why is it that that caused the rejection here? You can say, yeah, why didn't you take a trade there? You don't know until it reacts, right? You don't know until you get a confirmation. That's why we have entry models. That's why we have confirmations from setups. If it aligns with all your other confluences. But the reason why it taps into the 2370, because there was a significant amount of interest between the 2373 and the 2370. And sometimes we have the magic touch, and it means that it taps into it. It doesn't even miss with 1 pip, and it reverses. We've been there before. So yeah, that's volume in a nutshell. And I was like, you know, if that's the case, and if that's the reality, then I need to find a trading strategy around that, around volume analysis at least. And then I can implement all these other things. And I do believe that if you combine it with your strategy, the way you look at the market, with your confluences, different from the way I look at the market maybe, then you can benefit from it. You can benefit from it. What happened in our community? I saw a trade. Okay, he took yeah, road to 200k. He took the gold. Ah, he missed it. I think we were at the school chart. Anyways, I think he took a gold trade. Okay, he took the entry model 1 on the piece very high. TP1 at 2366. And price reversed down. Stop to break even, I think. Correct? Okay, nice. Nice. Beautiful. He took the entry model 1 on the 1 hour. Was a risky trade though, right? Because we got rejected from that zone. Initially, we were still heavily bearish at that moment. It paid off. And, you know, his risk management is always good. So that's what matters. So yeah, good job, my G. I know he's following a strict set of rules, and also at the same time, he's pretty aggressive. He's pretty aggressive with his entries overall. But it's paying off. It's paying off. It's paying off big time. Show your spreadsheet, G. Nice. We're gonna get that spreadsheet because it looks awesome. We're gonna get that spreadsheet. We're gonna get this spreadsheet, give this spreadsheet to the fam, because yeah, we're gonna get it sorted. Awesome stuff, my friend. Awesome stuff. Gold, silver as well, for the people that stayed in the silver trade. From the London session. Seems to be looking good. So yeah, I'm happy. Great to see that. Great to see that. Good that you got out the trade, that you didn't, you know, that you moved your stop to break even. That's good. Yeah, we have professionals in the chat, professionals in our Discord. Let's go. Lorenzo, when do you reopen your VIP? Not yet, man. We might do it in around a couple weeks from now. A couple weeks from now. We have been closed already for 6 weeks. 6 weeks now. Yeah. So, just the live streams for now, but we will reopen. We will reopen. Desmond says, I don't stream because my laptop is weak. Keeps burning while streaming. I will be back tomorrow in London. Alright, my friend. Hope to see you there, my friend. Hope to see you there. London sessions are awesome. Are awesome. Yeah, for the people that are not updated, we trade a lot of different layers, though, during London. In case you want to know what we do, you kind of look at this, this zone. Let's see if you can actually find it here. Boom. Damn. Okay. So this is what we do during London. Okay. I hope you guys are. I hope you guys can handle it. But in our group itself, it actually works pretty well. We look at a lot of different layers, a lot of different things, and we talk about potentially a lot of setups. And once we see something interesting, it's like boom. Okay. Clean, right? We look at our entries, we look at that, boom, come back. Oh yeah, okay, then your yield, boom, done. That's a really good way. Can't wait to be back tomorrow once again. What are we waiting for? I'm waiting for the closure. That's it. If you close inside the range, I don't see any reason for us to take a trade within that range at all. The fact that we're just, you know, still in that range. I expected much more continuation movements, like, you know, down or up. It doesn't really matter, or didn't really matter. But we did eventually came back to the range. So. Lorenzo, unfortunately, I exited the silver trade from the London session to break even because I looked at the reversal for a long time, but it's okay. Risk management works perfectly. Yes, exactly. And I mean, there were re-entry opportunities as well once we start re-breaking the lows. There were a couple of re-entry opportunities for silver. But yeah, no problem, man. Next up, keep it clean. And if it's too choppy, price comes up and comes down and you're not happy with it, cut it and look for the next one. No problem whatsoever. Okay. So shout out to Dominic, man. Good job. Keep it up, man. And you guys are on fire. Now. Could you look at oil right now? Yeah, we can just do a quick tour. Because Gold indeed closed within that range. It closed right in the middle. Okay, similar to the dollar. Dollar is looking better, actually much better. But gold indeed closed right in the center. And I think the reason why the dollar looks good is because we tapped into the support. 1 hour closure came. Jerome came, or at least the event started. The beginning of the event, and gold started to come up. Dollar started to come up, gold started to come down. Oil, yes. So oil is not looking that good. I think oil itself might come down here. I made an analysis, a full breakdown as well for our group. But what I think could be interesting here, and this is just also for you guys. I'm not sure if you guys trade oil. Is anyone here in the chat trading oil? Sometimes, maybe. Does any one of you guys trade it? Let me know.
Alright guys, hope you guys are doing well.
Okay, some of you guys. Okay. Yeah, so in that case, you know, oil is getting rejected here on the higher time frame, right? This is on the daily, right? So you have the daily trend, simple. Don't have to overcomplicate it. You're getting rejected there. If you zoom in, you're also getting rejected there, right? This is that that resistance as well. So after that massive run, okay, oil is now starting to slow down. It's starting to getting rejected and so on and so on. There's a huge correlation between oil and inflation. So if the inflation data this week, let's say on a Thursday, comes out better than expected, right? Below the 3.1% or below the 3.3%, which is kind of the previous month, then I do believe this is not really going to benefit oil that much in particular. Usually you would say, yeah, but there is like a correlation between oil and gold. Well, this is where the correlation reverses. If the inflation becomes lower, inflation comes down, oil prices could come down as an effect. When oil prices come down, inflation comes down. It's just a, how do you call it? A compound effect based upon that right here. So now the fact that we got into these daily highs in a daily resistance, and the CPI is coming, and it's all based around inflation. This might be a day or might be a moment to start looking for these type of pivots in the market. And is this the moment right now? I don't think we're there yet. I think we might come up one more time. But once we get up towards the 84, the 83.4, that's when I'm definitely interested in looking for, you know, potential short entries on the higher time frame. If you do see a push up here and we get rejected from it and we show us an entry model, I might definitely look at short setups for oil, like a swing trade. A swing trade for oil. Stop loss above the highs and just targeting further downside. And if that's the case, I think there is a chance that oil will come down, to maybe even continue to drive down, but that also could be we create a higher low and then come up. But anyways, that could result into pretty big short setup as a swing trade. And especially if these numbers come out better than expected, right? These inflation numbers itself come up much better. Oil is going to be very interesting when that happens. That's why I do believe that we're not there yet. But once we get there and the news comes out, I do think that oil might make a potential, you know, pullback. And that might be the moment for it to do so. Okay. So I was very bullish on oil at the beginning, especially when we started to run up. You find a lot of beautiful setups from there. A lot of previous daily levels, LTA concepts, entry models, long. But I think now it's time to be patient and maybe even look for a short-term reversal. So that's oil in a nutshell, my friend. All right. Silver extremely choppy now. Gold, you know, still back into the range, holding up tightly. Okay. At the same time, dollar is pushing up, now getting rejected. I think it's going to be very choppy, fam. So I think it's not wise to trade gold today on this in this session. And the reason why is just pretty straightforward. I think that you know, when this news comes out right now, this event with Uncle Jerome today, we're gonna ask him a bunch of questions. The dollar shoots up, it comes down, it shoots up again. Right, same for gold. It's better to just stay out. Why forcing anything here? I don't see it making sense for all of us. unless you're scalping on the lower time frame. You might want to do it keeping your stops very, very tight. But in terms of a direction, I don't think we might see somewhat of a rejection here or reaction unless you really start breaking and closing outside the range. And if that's the case, yeah, then of course you can find setups. But in order for that to happen, how long is that going to take? It's going to take 20 minutes. Is it going to take an hour? Is it going to take 2 hours, 3 hours? We don't know. We don't know. And it all depends on this event, on Mr. Jerome speaking. And, you know, the way the dollar moves as well based upon that information. Okay. So anything in that range here, I'm gonna for now stay out. I'm gonna be very patient. And at some point, we're gonna get a climax. We're gonna get a reaction. And if that's the reaction towards upside, back to the Sunday Open, then fantastic. Let's look for setups there. If it's breaking below the 23.55 and it starts to continue down, fantastic, right? It will really give us the indication if you look further, right? If it can come down or come up. Okay, G's. Yes, thank you so much, fam. Looking forward to see you guys tomorrow again. All right, I'm gonna keep it chill for today, at least this New York session in particular. All right. For everyone else, hope to see you also in London as well. And then tomorrow we're gonna be back on the streams again for New York. And again, tomorrow we also have our event right here. Okay, we also once again have Uncle Jerome speaking. But you bet it will not be as important as today. I think the most important things are going to be discussed, you know, in this session right here. Okay. So yeah, thank you, G's. Keep it up. Don't force anything too much, especially not in these market conditions in that range. And you know, if we've broken down, we would have taken it. And if we created a breakout like we initially did, and we had some of it like a solid retracement into one of our zones, then we would have also taken it. But you saw that reaction. So stay out, be careful, don't force anything for gold. And don't think that this is the moment to go to the 2400 or the 2300. Wait for these confirmations outside of this range. All right? Thank you, G's. Take care. And we're going to be back tomorrow again. This is just the start of the week. And yeah, man, let's see if we can break out. And the CPI on Thursday, it's already in 2 days. So it's not going to be that far away. Not going to be that far away either. All right? Cool, G's. Take care. Much love. Much love. Peace out.